CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky appeared before the Senate earlier this week and spoke very highly of the cruise lines. We'll give you a little summary of what went down. Well, there's more canceled sailings coming out of Norwegian Cruise Lines. I have an update for you. Plus, we received the news that the CDC is officially not planning to renew the Conditional Sailing Order. And one U.S. port is making news as they are now requiring a booster shot. Plus, there's a brand new cruise ship to look forward to. All this coming up on Midships. Hey, welcome to the Midships YouTube channel. I'm your Captain Corey, and thank you so much for stopping by the channel today. Well, happy Wednesday. We are halfway through the week, and there's some cruise news going on. Unfortunately, we have cancellation news to talk about, but first, I want to take things out to the West Coast, and we're going to talk about the Port of San Francisco. From cruiseradio.net by Sarah Bretz, Port of San Francisco requires booster shots or negative tests. The Port of San Francisco is now requiring disembarking cruise passengers to either have their booster shot or test negative upon arrival. A statement from the port said that the requirement is stricter than federal and state guidelines and is intended to protect the people of San Francisco. San Franciscans? San Franciscites? San Frans? I don't know, comment below, I'm not sure. The port, Department of Public Health, and cruise lines have partnered together to establish protocols for all ships that embark, disembark, or pass through San Francisco. So there you have it, the first official port in the US looking to require booster shots for cruisers. Although at least you do have the option to perform a negative test if you haven't been boosted quite yet. Well, who doesn't like learning about a brand new cruise ship? Well, why don't we do just that? From cruisecritic.com. Norwegian Cruise Lines announces new Norwegian Viva to debut in 2023 by Aaron Saunders. NCL took the wraps off their newest upcoming cruise ship on Wednesday, announcing Norwegian Viva will be the next member of the line's brand new Prima class. A sister to this year's forthcoming Norwegian Prima, the Viva will debut in June of 2023 in the Mediterranean, before spending the winter season sailing round trip from San Juan, Puerto Rico to the warm waters of the Southern Caribbean. And Norwegian Cruise Line President Harry Sommer said that most of the venues, the entertainment, and the food on board the Viva are going to be very similar to what we see aboard the Prima. He did say they might change one or two little things, but all in all, it's going to be a very similar ship. I'm a little curious, are you planning to sail aboard the Prima? I think she might be my very first Norwegian cruise. Whoa, hang on a second. I want to remind you that linked in the description below this video, there are links to all the articles we reference in today's Midships episode. Also down there at the very top, you can find the link to the Midships Instagram, or you can search for us. It's just Midships Cruise on Instagram. And last but not least, there is an Amazon influencers link that'll take you to my very own Amazon store. And in there, you can find tons of cruise swag, things that I take with me on every single cruise. Best part is, most of the items in there cost $15 or less, and just clicking on the links does help give back to this channel just a little bit. Thank you so much. Now back to the cruise news. Well, the CDC Director, Dr. Rochelle Walensky, sat before the Senate on Tuesday, and she had some things to say about the cruise industry. Let's learn a little more from cruiseindustrynews.com. CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky said during a Senate hearing on Tuesday that the cruise industry had stepped up. And we have a quote from Dr. Walensky. "I think the conditional sail order and the fact that the industry has stepped up and is now interested in exceeding the compliance of the sailing order without the order necessarily being in place is a real testimonial to how well that it has worked," she said, noting the CDC had worked collaboratively with the cruise industry. Walensky's comments came after she was pressed at the hearing by Alaskan Senator Lisa Murkowski, asking the CDC director for assurance that Alaskan businesses can count on a 2022 cruise season. Walensky did say, however, that cruise ships had seen a 30-fold increase in COVID cases aboard over the past 2 weeks. Walensky said the numbers were driven by the Omicron variant, but also noted she did not believe the Conditional Sailing Order will be renewed when it expires on January 15th. And we'll end with a quote from Dr. Walensky. "I anticipate with ships following the Conditional Sailing Order, we will continue to do oversight, watch, and provide technical assistance and support in every single way," adding she could not predict what the summer might bring. And we're going to stay on this topic because Matt Hochberg of RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com put out a fantastic, super in-depth article about everything that went on with Dr. Walensky's testimony, what's going on with the no sailing order, and we're going to pick the article up in a place that talks about going forward after the CSO has expired. Let's learn a little more from Matt Hochberg. The CSO transitioning to a recommendation may or may not result in any noticeable changes in the short term. Royal Caribbean and other cruise lines have already committed to following the CSO regardless whether it's required or not. Cruise lines first indicated they would follow the CSO following Florida's legal victory against the CDC in the summer of 2021. Royal Caribbean International President and CEO Michael Bailey said in July 2021, "We will continue to voluntarily follow all CDC guidelines and recommendations." Some cruise fans were hoping the end of the CSO would mean a relaxing of certain health protocols, but there's been no indication yet that this is going to happen. Certainly not while the Omicron variant is driving up cases and counts and capturing the attention of the world. So as always, what an insightful take coming from Matt Hochberg of RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. If you've never seen Matt's work, he does have a YouTube channel of the same name, Royal Caribbean Blog. I'd highly recommend you clicking over there after this video. So we're going to round out today's cruise news with, unfortunately, cancellation news. So let's hop right into it from cruiseradio.net by Sarah Bretz. Norwegian cancels sailings on additional cruise ships in 2022. After a number of cancellations last week, Norwegian Cruise Lines has now canceled more sailings on 5 of its vessels. On January 4th, Norwegian canceled an 11-night Panama Canal cruise on Norwegian Pearl 1 day into the journey, and the ship had to turn around and head back to the port of Miami. In a letter, the line told guests aboard that ship that they'd identified several COVID-positive cases within the ship's crew. Then, on January 5th, Norwegian announced it was also canceling the following Norwegian Pearl cruise, as well as Norwegian Getaways cruise was also canceled. And now NCL is canceling additional cruises on the Getaway and also adding cancellations for the Joy, the Dawn, and the Escape. And here's a list of the current cancellations for Norwegian Cruise Lines. If you think you're affected, go ahead and check this out. Looks like the way this works is we have the ship's name, what dates that ship is canceled through, and then the expected return to service date here for each ship. All guests that were booked on cruises that are now canceled will receive a full refund to their original form of payment. Norwegian Cruise Lines will also offer a 20% discount off the next cruise for impacted guests. And don't forget, Norwegian Cruise Lines recently changed their Latitudes program. That's their rewards program or their status program that they have with the cruise line. They added an extra tier, made it a little easier to achieve status with the line. So if you're a cruiser with Norwegian, you might want to check your account because maybe you're a higher status than you thought. If you made it this far into today's episode, why haven't you subscribed to the channel yet? We have a goal of reaching 10,000 subscribers by the middle of March. Go ahead, do us a solid, hit that subscribe button. While you're down there, make sure you slap that thumbs up button to tell the YouTube algorithm to push this content out to more cruisers like you. Thanks for stopping by today, and until next time, we'll see you on the Midships.
La 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 la